Hey guys, welcome back. In this video, I want to talk about what I've learned in 60 days of hardcore DeFi. Since FXRP came out, I've been nonstop. Some days I'm sleeping 4 hours and then I take a little nap in the middle of the day. So I've been pretty locked in, I would say, and I've learned a lot of things. So I want to share a few things with you. And yeah. So the first thing that I want to talk about is size. Like, size is everything. If you are too big, you are going to become emotional. If you can't afford to be wrong, you're going to be panicking. You're going to be making bad decisions. At the very beginning, I was doing some pretty big trades, and big is always relative because what might be small for me might be huge for you, and what's huge for me might be super small for you and insignificant. So only you can understand what's your risk tolerance, how much risk and how much exposure you want to have to every single thing. And this includes all of DeFi. You can say, okay, I'm willing to be wrong with this amount in liquidity pools. I'm willing to be wrong with this amount on borrowing and lending. I think that that's a great way to approach anything that you do. I'm right. I can afford to be wrong on buying this crypto. If you can't afford it, then maybe you can think twice about it. About borrowing, this is a tricky one because I've talked about this before. There's two kinds of leverage. Leverage when you're trading, that means that you go to a perpetuals and you say, okay, I want to do a 10x leverage trade, short or long, and that means that your exposure is multiplied. So you need less percentage to hit and earn, but then you also need a less percentage on the way down for you to be liquidated. And that one is pretty risky because if you mess up, you lose everything. If you do day trading, for example, in my opinion, what happens is that you might lose potential profits, but you are happy to be on both trades. I mean, I see trading as a way of doing LPs. That's kind of how I'm using trading right now. So with borrowing, my first recommendation is do not borrow more than you put in. So if you put in 10 and now it's worth 100, borrow 10. I mostly have said that the two health factor is a pretty safe point of reference, but I guess what I need to add is that it also depends on where you are in the market. Because right now, for example, Flare has dropped 50% from before the big liquidation event. So right now, the potential to go down it's much lower than a month and a half ago or 2 months. So that also changes a little bit of how far you can go on your borrowing and lending. And then the other thing is do not borrow more than you can't affordably repay. That means that if you have, like I said, 5x on your investment, you can say, okay, if I get to 3.5, I'm going to sell and I'm going to pay it back. So even though you're like kind of what I was saying before, size is everything. If you borrow too much money, you're going to be nervous and you're not going to be sleeping. And there's a difference between not sleeping and being excited about doing something and not sleeping because you are nervous, you're sweating, and you're about to lose more than you can afford to lose. So never, never, never disrespect the cost of being wrong. I think that that's a pretty good one that I've learned. The next thing is take profits with a plan. I kind of what I was saying earlier, whatever you can afford to lose. So if you do an LP, you have to have a plan and you're going to say, okay, I'm going to start with 100 here and I'm going to be, what are you going to do with those fees? Do you want to accumulate more crypto? Then here and there you can trade, like claim the fees, buy more of the crypto. Okay, I want to pay back my my debt. Okay, so that means that once a month, once a week, you're going to take whatever fees you have made, you're going to convert them to stables, and then you're going to pay it back. Whatever you want. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying have a plan and take profit. And then the other thing is those profits, do something else with them. I do not auto-compound into LPs. That's why I don't like the automatic liquidity managers or the XRP Ledger AMM, because I have no control over my fees. I have no control over nothing. So if the other day I got out of range on an LP, I put, I think, $650, and then it was worth 700. So I exit, I took my profits, and I deposit, like I rebalance with 650. If we go down, sure, my LP is going to be less than when I started, but at the same time, I took the profits. So just have a plan. Do not be afraid of taking profits. It's incredible what 1% can do for you. Like if you have consistent 1%, it adds up to 100% very quickly. So just have a plan, have your exposure controlled. And the next thing I want to talk about is the detach from price movement. I heard one really nice yesterday that price is the echo and value is the voice. So forget about the echo. Like the price, if you have bought any token and you're the only one that knows if you actually bought because you saw some value, or you thought you bought it because you saw somebody on Instagram shilling you the token. Like that I cannot say. That's only you. But if you have made a good investment, you should not be worried because yeah, could we go to a bear market? Absolutely. Would it be the end of the world? No. I mean, just check back in history how many times they have said that crypto is over and that it will never come back. I mean, if anything, the news that we've been getting from everywhere cannot be more positive. I just think that the speculative aspect of crypto is over, and we're moving into a more utility-based market, and that means that the chains that are actually creating value, they're going to be holding much better against the ones that are just speculating on price appreciation. Next one, you will make bad trades. It's inevitable. Your bad choices are not you. Do not identify with making a bad decision. Uh, I mean, some of you know that I was a photographer, and then the moment that I started stopped hating my photos, my bad photos, and I was able to just analyze them without any emotion and just see, okay, why do I like them? Why do I not? What do I need to improve? Like that was one of the best decisions of my life because now, whenever I make something wrong, I can just observe it objectively and not get emotional about it. And then the next thing is do not give up your power. When you are giving your power to everybody that is saying that it's a bear market or a bull market, and you're giving away your power and you're letting other people control your life. And I don't know, I feel like that's awful. So the market doesn't owe you anything, absolutely nothing. And the market will be savage for those that cannot understand this. So I think that the only way out is forward. So patience and perseverance. Like if this bull cycle didn't work out for you and you're still interested, you have two options. Either you leave and then you're probably going to be back the next time the things get hypey and then you're going to be doing the same thing, or you take this time and this break to learn and to accumulate and be better prepared for next time. And that's also a good practice for life. All right, guys, I hope this video wasn't too long. I'll see you next time.